Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. In the background there's just some nice little footage of stuff I've been working on recently, videos coming very soon, but I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the state of the game, the perhaps lack of communication from Frontier, what that means moving forward. It's been quiet, honestly, and Frontier are kind of known for this, unfortunately. They do very much have a feast and famine news cycle. Their games usually run on a 3-month rotation for DLC, and a couple of weeks before the DLC drops and a week or two afterwards they are fairly active on social media, but in the other times they are fairly quiet. It's been this way for as long as I can remember, to be honest. The only time that it wasn't really like this was very early on in like the Planet Coaster 1 days, the sort of the alpha stages of Planet Coaster 1. They were much more active and the game very much felt like it was developed with the community. But anyway, since recent memory, they usually do quieten up in between cycles, which is personally fine by me. I'd rather just get them working on stuff, and obviously Planet Coaster isn't their only title, with Jurassic World Evolution being their big one, Planet Zoo being sort of second, and then Planet Coaster sitting around with Elite, and there's other stuff, unannounced CMS games coming next year and what have you. So yeah, it's been quiet, and it has felt like it's been quieter for longer this time, and because of that you're getting a lot of folks get a little antsy about it. I wouldn't normally make this kind of video, honestly, but I've seen some of my fellow content creators now putting out videos saying where are they, what's happening, is the game dead, etc, etc, and now I'm starting to see posts on Discord saying, trust me bro, I know a guy whose granddad's dog sitter used to date someone who works at Frontier and the game's dead. And I think it's worth just being able to use my platform a little bit to tell them to calm down. The fact of the matter is, yes, Frontier work on a 3-month cycle, but it isn't hard 3 months. It's around about 3 months. And Toybox DLC came out a little earlier than we would normally expect for the winter DLC. It came out about a week or so earlier than they often do. And the spring DLC usually is tied into Easter. Easter being a movable holiday, in that it's actually based on the lunar cycle, as opposed to the sort of Gregorian calendar or whatever it is that we call it, and because of which it actually shifts. It can be sort of the middle of March all the way up until towards the end of April, and this year it falls into April. April 5th is Easter Sunday, and the Planet Coaster DLCs or Planet Zoo DLCs that come around at that time usually fall about a week before it. I think they get the DLC out and then they have a bit of a break over the Easter weekend. There's a long weekend in the UK, what we call a bank holiday, where the Monday or the Friday or both, perhaps, depending on how generous the company you work for is, closes down. So I think that's the idea, is that they have a bit of a crunch, they get the DLC out, and then they have a little bit of a break with their families over Easter, which I think is very often well deserved. Alongside that being proof that we aren't necessarily not seeing anything coming, SteamDB is always getting updated as well. This is a website you can go and look at to see whether people have updated their files on games, and it doesn't always necessarily mean that something is coming. The last Planet Coaster 1 DLC came out in about 2019, and I think the SteamDB actually for the game was updated for quite a few years afterwards because there was hot fixes and little sort of bug fixes and what have you. But seeing a lot of activity on Steam around the time you would expect to see our DLC on the way is another sort of indicator that something is coming. And failing all of that, they've just told us. They've just told us that it's coming. We haven't had an official word as to what it is yet, or what we can expect to see, but they have come out and said multiple times in official channels that PC2 is being worked on and they will be announcing something soon. Here we see a post from Paul Crowther. Hey folks, no announcement today, but the team are eagerly working away on Planet Coaster 2, and we can't wait to share information on what's coming next with you all as soon as we can. Here's a couple of posts from Phil. I know everyone is excited and wants to know what's coming up. As soon as we can share with you, I promise that we will. I've got nothing more that I can share at the moment other than the team are working hard on the game and, well, basically what Paul said last week. I think there's been a couple of others as well, although those are the only ones I can find scrolling back through the pages and pages of Discord. So honestly, this video is mostly just to say, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff coming. I'm still really enjoying the game right now. I haven't had a video out for a little while because work's been pretty crazy, but I have been spending time away from work playing the game, and this last week of crazy workness is actually the end of a bit of a run for me, and it's now going to settle back down into a more regular and manageable work pattern, which means I'm actually going to be bringing live streams back to the channel as well. Starting Tuesday, and then doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to bring back Coffee with John T. So a couple of hours on the morning, streaming Planet Coaster 2 or other games as well. Yeah, this comes with a bit of a revamp of the channel now that the day job has settled back into a regular rhythm. So looking forward to that very much, getting back into the game more often with you folks joining me. But also, I wanted to obviously spend a bit of time saying don't panic, there's probably stuff coming. But also I did want to say that this wouldn't have happened if Frontier didn't do this sort of feast and famine method of communication. They have recently started posting again on socials, mostly Twitter, but I think Blue Sky gets a lot of it as well, probably Facebook, although I don't really use Twitter or Facebook anymore. I don't really use social media much anymore, to be honest with you. I potter through Blue Sky occasionally, but I've moved away from a lot of those over the last couple of years, but I do still follow all of the main games I play because a lot of the time that's where stuff is shared. And they have been sharing stuff on there lately. They're doing like a spring thing, build a spring thing and put it on the workshop. They do these a lot, but I feel like I very often see them asking for these, but they never see the culmination of it. They often say, oh, we'll share the best spring builds, and then I never really see where that ends up getting shared, whether it's on their website or it's another tweet that I miss. And then, occasionally they'll just post some like meme kind of stuff, like a picture of the game with like a funny comment that one of the guests could be saying. All that stuff's fine, but when you don't post anything for 3 months nearly and then just come out with those randomly, it perhaps feels a little too late. Too little too late. It perhaps feels a little bit disingenuous, especially when all of the comments are just saying, so where's the next update? And if you could give a little bit more information during those offbeats, I think it would go a long way towards supporting the community and kind of keeping them at bay a little, I guess, as well. I mean, if we just look at how successful that first year of the game was, after such a rocky start, how successful that first year was, getting it to a point that we were all happy with. And I think a lot of the success of that not only is, of course, the hard work that actually went into fixing many of the problems, it was the fact that they were telling us about it, and they informed us with a roadmap what that was going to look like and the time in which we can expect it. Now, I'm not saying that I want to see a piece of paper or a screenshot that says, here's the next 5 DLC, here's the name of them, what to expect inside them, but I would love to see something official that just says, we are at least committing to another year of 3 or 4 DLCs, or 3 or 4 sort of content beats or something like that. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I think it's worth looking at something like 2 Point Museum, another very similar title, perhaps not quite as large in scope, but made by a independent team of British developers, independent in as much as they haven't got crazy publishers over them. The 2 Point stuff is put out by Sega, but for the most part it's made by in-house by 2 Point, and they're, as far as I can tell, left to their own devices. But they put out constant roadmaps, constantly looking at saying what's coming next, what the year is going to look like. And I think you could get rid of a lot of this concern by just giving us a little bit of information about what the next patch looks like, what the next 3 months, 6 months looks like, and have that be more than just a comment in a Discord that, let's be honest, not many people are going to go and see. That's just by a member of the team there. Something a little bit that can be shared a little wider, that other people can put around, that content creators can talk about, I think would go a real long way to sort of stopping this sort of combative nature that is starting to develop with the community and the game. So yes, don't panic. I'm pretty sure something's coming very soon. All of the signs point towards it. And if anyone tells you that their grandma's fishmonger used to walk past Frontier and they know what's happening, you can most likely ignore that, because it's most definitely not true. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. A weird video. I just kind of wanted to shout into the void for a few minutes about this one. Regular stuff will resume shortly. Love you all to bits. Until the next one, be good.